And just a final or temporary, sir?
Final order, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Final
thank
order.
you.
So the state understands that according to Ms. Johnson, Mr. Flores basically owns, or at least in control of, de facto or otherwise, a tattoo shop that is now named Deep Roots, along with a poker club. State understands that state doesn't have any child support officer to testify, um, uh, but I believe Ms. Johnson can provide information on how much he makes approximately per day at the tattoo shop. She doesn't know, I don't think, about the poker club. Um, so the state would ask the court to set support based off of what she's saying on there. Uh, and basically, Your Honor, if you set support based off what she's saying, I believe she will testify that he makes approximately $300 per day at the tattoo shop. And working 5 days a week, Your Honor, that would be uh, uh, about $6,500 per month gross monthly income. And Say understands that the children are currently on Miss Johnson's private health and dental insurance. It cost her for the private health insurance um, approximately $131 for both children, and then for the private dental, it is $14. And Your Honor, those aren't exact numbers because she knows how much it is for the entire plan, and there's 4 people in the plan. There's 2 children in this case, so we just divided it by 2. And so in the alternative, Your Honor, if you do not accept that, the state would ask for the court to at least make it minimum wage. That's obviously not preferable to me or Ms. Johnson, but that's why it's an alternative, Your Honor. As for the another issue the state's interested in, non-disclosure, state understands that Ms. Johnson is requesting that due to family violence issues between them. State understands that he is currently undergoing, there's a case against him in Bell County here for assault causes bodily injury family member, Class A misdemeanor, in which state understands that she is the victim of. The plea deal is actually in a couple days, September 12th. And so she would like non-disclosure based off of those issues she's had. And Your Honor, I believe that the court can do a final order in this case because I understand the court could for visitation and custody. I've explained to her that the court will probably do its sole managed conservatorship with no rights till further order, and then the no visitation until further order. She understands that. She says that she would be fine with supervised visitation.
Okay,
But
Mr.
Your Honor,
Wells,
I think if you do
Mr.
those
Wells,
two,
Mr. Wells, probably looking at attempt, sir. Probably going to point it in light of. I don't want to have to come back and start all over from scratch again, and I want to see what happens in that if he does the plea and what the terms and conditions of his probation are going to be going forward. But again, I'm looking at looking at possessory, but why end this today and have to come back and later after Dad finishes up the criminal aspects of this case. So let's just go ahead and get it all done in one fell swoop, sir. So I'm probably looking at pointing that light. I'm going ahead and doing an attempt making some findings here. But again, I'm real hesitant to do this as a final based on the fact that this gentleman's supposed to have a plea hearing on the 12th of this month, you said?
correct, Your Honor.
All right.
September 12th.
All right. So again, let's go ahead and let me get some testimony. Let me hear what the circumstances are. And again, yeah, because if he showed up today, we wouldn't be able to proceed at all anyway, because he's got that criminal matter set for next week, and obviously he can't even testify to half of this. So again, I'm real hesitant to do anything that the layperson could not, the non-consensual party could not show back up and tell the court his side of the story, because again, it might do something that will violate his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. So it is what it is. So let's get some information from let's find out what's been going on here. and let's see whether or not we can, whether or not I can do anything other than a temporary order and appoint an ad litem to represent the child's best interest going forward with what type of visitation dad should have. So anyway, let's go ahead and get, I'll let you go ahead and finish up based on it and everything else you're requesting at this time, Mr. Welch. Thank you.
That's close to being it, Your Honor. Then ask the court to apportion court costs, and also, Ms. Johnson is asking for a family violence finding as well. And I believe that's it, Your Honor. I should also let you know for the non-disclosure. I'm not sure if you're aware, but so she would like it. I've under the new law that actually is now in effect as of first of this month. The email would still be in there. And she understands that, Your Honor. And that's about it for me, Your Honor.
All right, let's go ahead and get some testimony from her, and let's get some financial information and get that set up. All right, ma'am, Ms. Johnson, you there, ma'am?
I'm here.
All right, ma'am, turn on your video and raise your right hand, please.
Okay, 1 second, sorry.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're gonna give this court today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. You put your hand down. I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you as a witness. As you heard, the court may explain with that criminal thing pending over his head, the court is a little hesitant to make this a final order until I know the exact outcome of that and whether or not he's got any special terms and conditions of probation he has to deal with. And again, one of those maybe he's not allowed anywhere near you, ma'am, based on it being a family violence allegation against him as far as being on you. But the bottom line is, I'm gonna go ahead and get some testimony from you. You can testify to anything, ma'am, that you're an eyewitness to. You can testify anything that he has told you, but you cannot testify to anything else someone else has told you about maybe his income or what kind of money the poker club's bringing in or the tattoo parlor's bringing in. You can only testify to what you've actually seen and what he's actually told you. So at this time, I'm going to let the state call you as a witness, and let's see what we get, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
You may proceed this time, Mr. Wells.
Thank you, Your Honor. So state calls Courtney Page Johnson. What is your full name?
Courtney Page Johnson.
All right. What are the full names of the children in this case?
It's Malachi Adonis Flores and Masai Alexander Flores.
All right. So when was Malachi born?
December 24th of 22.
And so how old is Malachi then?
He'll be 3 in December.
And so when was Messiah born?
September 12th of 23.
So how old is Messiah?
He'll be 2 on the 12th.
All right. Let's start off with the money and the insurance, ma'am. So what health insurance are the children currently on?
They're under mine with my employer under United Health.
All right. And do you know how much it costs?
I get paid twice a month, so out of each paycheck, let me see, I'm so sorry. I just had this up. Out of each paycheck, for medical total, it's me and my 3 kids, the 2 being his, 261.25 with the medical.
Oh, so you have to pay that twice per month?
Yes, it comes out of each paycheck.
All right. And then what about dental for the children?
Each paycheck total, again, it's with 4 of us, is $28.78.
All right. And so just for those 2 children, would you be okay with saying that, in general, it'd probably be about, we just divide that by well, actually, Your Honor, I'll strike that. So let's talk about his income. So what does he do for a living, ma'am?
So he has a tattoo shop in Colleen, called Deep Roots. He also partially owns a poker club called Just Jack Social. And they also have a sports bar named Pocket Eights.
All right. So let's start with the tattoo shop. When did he get that tattoo shop?
They had their official opening in January, I want to say the 2nd of 2020.
All right. And so how much does he make there as far as you understand?
From what I've known and seen and know for a fact, I would say on average, you could say he makes 300 a day. And that's just lowballing it because he does big tattoos. So I know he charges more for those. But just speaking, I would say at least $300 a day.
All right. And then what do you know about, how much he makes in the poker club?
I do not, I don't know how much he makes, but I know he gets money from them too. I
And
just don't know.
what about the pocket eights?
He gets money from them too. I don't know how much for them or the poker club because I never really, yeah, I never really looked into that. But
Do you know the name of this poker club?
Just Jack Social, and they're on East Elms. It's actually right down the street from my job. So yeah,
All right. And would you say that 300 per day that's been throughout since the 29th, since the store has been opened, the
I would say
tattoo
like,
shop's been open?
yeah, I would say like it averages it. Some days I know he makes more than that. I've seen it, but I would say just on an average, you can say $300 a day.
All right. And so let's talk about the issues of possible family violence in this case. So is he currently is there currently a case against him for family violence assault?
Yes,
All right. And are you the victim of this assault?
yes.
Alleged assault, let me just say. So could you explain to the court briefly what happened?
So we had got into an argument. I was actually pregnant with Masai when it happened. Um, it initially happened the end of August of 23. And we had gotten into an argument, and he's always been this type of, he just likes control. He wanted to go through my phone and was having it in his hand, and I told him, get my phone. And it was just an argument. My oldest son saw everything. Um, he actually pushed me on the ground, and I was pregnant with Masai. Like I fell on the side of my stomach, everything. My son freaked out, called my mom, and she's the one who called the police. But he barely got arrested for that the following year, and I want to say June, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
And
So
that, sorry.
because of that, are you asking for the court to make a finding of family violence?
Yes.
And
Because even after that, there's just been a lot of, threats, harassments, and everything after that.
all
And
right. And
yeah.
so ma'am, are you also asking for non-disclosure?
Yes.
And are you aware under the current law, your email would still need to be included everything in there, but everything else could be redacted?
Yes, that's fine.
And are you also asking for retroactive child support?
Yes.
And so when were you two no longer living with each other?
Um, so we were never really ever just living together. He would come and go when he wanted to show up and be a parent. But I officially stopped letting him stay here with the kids, and um, January, I want to say the 27th of this year.
All right. And so you would prefer the retroactive to start on November 1st, 2023.
Yes, because that's when everything just, I guess, went to hell, you could say. It's just terrible. Yes.
All right. And so you would prefer it based off of that $300 a day number that I discussed earlier?
Yes, just because I know for a fact he makes a lot of money with his jobs. And I know for a fact that he recently switched the job, the tattoo shop out of his name. And I know for a fact that he tells his clients to give him cash, rather Apple Pay or Cash App or Zelle, whatever, just so he doesn't have to claim it.
All right. And who's the tattoo shop? Who officially owns it now?
I believe it's one of his tattoo artists. He goes by the name Bones.
All right. And so you would ask the court then for the to do retroactive child support judgment of $23,096.89.
Yes, sir.
And the repayment on that would be $165. Would you agree to that?
Yes, that would be fine.
And so how many children besides the two children in this case does he have?
That I know of. He has three other ones that are right before my two.
All right. And those three other ones, are they biologically his or adopted?
They're biologically his.
Do they live with him, or does he pay support for them?
I know he's on child support for them, but just because I know he doesn't
All
pay
right,
the
that's
child
good, man.
support.
That's good. So let's talk about some of the stuff that I'm not as interested in as much.
Mhm.
You understand that the court's probably going to do sole managed conservatorship with likely no right until
That's
further
granted.
order?
That's granted. That's granted.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be granted. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
And so what do you want to do with the visitation, ma'am?
Honestly, I don't care too much of him having the kids, but if it had to be that, I would want it to be supervised. I don't want him to have them alone.
All right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. When's the last time he's actually seen the children?
Honestly, I'd probably say March of this year. And that was very briefly. That was to bring a box of diapers. That's the last thing he got for them.
And he's giving you no support for these children since last November.
Nothing. He doesn't. He's never consistent. He hasn't. Like I said, it's just more of a.
Is he giving you any cash during this time frame? I'm looking at making retroactive child support, ma'am. That's what I need to know, because I need to give him credit for that if he actually gave you cash funds.
So
Not,
he,
I don't
yeah.
count diapers and stuff like that. I only count cash money.
So he has, but honestly, it's not ever a lot. Like it's like
If you had to total it up, best guesstimate, man, best estimate in your mind right now, since the time frame we're looking at for the retro, what cash value has he given you for the support of your children, ma'am?
Honestly, I'd probably say like $1,000 total.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right, ma'am. You said you hadn't seen the kids since March. It's been 6 months. That's a long time to go without seeing your kids. Before March, what's his relationship? Does he taking them overnight? Has he taken care of them? What are we looking at?
So he's never taken them overnight. He would just come here to help, if you want to call it that, because even here he didn't do much. I can count on one hand the amount of times that he's actually kept just Malachi, not Masai. Yeah, that's really it. It's like, and that's like while I have to go to work, like he would keep him. Like if my grandma was sick, I can count that many times on one hand.
All right, so when he kept them like that, did he come to your place and stay there with them until you got off of work? Was it a 6 hour, 8 hour shift? What are we talking about?
We'll say like an 8 hour, and he would be here. He did take Malachi for a couple hours to his job before I went to go get him while I was at work because that didn't last long. Yeah, that's really it. It's not anything consistent.
Okay, and Malachi's going to be 3 this year.
Yes.
Okay, and the other child's going to be 2 later this month, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any other questions of this witness, Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor. Oh, actually, Your Honor, there is one thing. Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
has he ever been in the military or firefighter, police? Think heroic field.
No.
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, then, Ms. Welch, I'm trying to figure out if I want to make this a final, because it looks like I got, at best, no matter what the circumstances, I'd have to give this gentleman break-in visits. Unfortunately, ma'am, that means that may be with, and again, it's just going to be virtually impossible. Okay, here's the deal, ma'am. We have, and I didn't go over it this morning in my morning speech, forgot about it. For those instances where a non-custodial party has not had a really, really tight ongoing relationship with children, especially the children of a younger age, I have break-in visits. The first level of break-in visits are for 4 hours on the first, third, and fifth Saturday or Sunday of the month from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. But that's normally with the custodial party being present, all right?
Okay.
Under your circumstances, that's not going to work. If you got an agent can do it for you, that's fine. Somebody who makes the kind of money he does, I can also order that those first break-in visits be at a facility that's specifically designed to be the chaperone of the visitation. But they're kind of expensive. Something like it's $200 or $300 for a 2-hour visit. So yeah, that can be kind of expensive, but everybody's going to be safe.
Okay.
And after that, the visitation is he gets to pick the kids up for 4 hours. And then after that, he gets to pick the kids up all day for 3 to 6 visits. And it's always 3 to 6, but since he's local, it'll be 6. After he does 6 visits where he has them 4 hours, he has to do 6 visits where he has them for 8 hours. And then after that, he gets to do overnights. Now, my normal exchange in family violence places, circumstances, is I pick the closest facility to you that is a police or sheriff's department. I don't, a judge years ago as a private practitioner had an exchange at Walmart, and the Walters had everybody arrested because they went nuts. Okay, so everybody went to jail, and the kids were in custody for a while with foster care. So I learned never do a private property circumstance, HEB, Walmart, anything like that. I go straight to the police department because people have a tendency not to do too many stupid things at police departments. So, but again, ma'am, I'm trying to get there, but it's just going to be impossible until I see if he actually has that conviction and what that terms and conditions are going to be. So if I'm looking at a temporary order where I'm ordering temporary access to the children, do you have an agent that can be there to watch them while he's visiting, and if he chooses to visit with the kids? Or until I get that set up, or you would be more you feel safer? I'll go ahead and make it at a visitation center.
We can do it at a visitation center.
All right, that's what I'm probably looking at, because that way they know because they deal with people all the time who've been convicted of family violence, and yeah, and I don't want that a layperson that's just not something they're used to doing.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Welch, I'm probably looking at a temporary order, but you can go ahead and ask any other questions at this time of the mom. But I'm going ahead and looking at setting up a temporary child support, temporary visitation, temporary cash medical, and child support, and actually appointing an ad litem for the children in this case. But I'll let you go ahead and with that in mind, Mr. Welch, you can proceed with the recall the witness and ask the court witness any other questions. And ma'am, you live in Killeen, correct?
I live in Temple.
You live in Temple. All right, let me find out where I've had to use visitation centers in Killeen. I don't think I've ever used one in Temple, but I'm understanding there is one, but I'll double check. Thank you.
Okay.
What city does he live in?
Colleen that I know of.
Okay. See, Google's messing with me this morning too, I'll tell you, or this afternoon. Okay, it may not, I use a VPN, so a protection network, so they might not like that. Let me shut that. If that helps. They shouldn't have done that, but yeah, I didn't like that. All right. I guess that's they know what visitation centers are, and they want to make sure I am local and not trying to find some way out to do something inappropriate. So sometimes AI, it may get it right, but let me. No, that's not it. Sorry. It didn't give me Temple. Yeah, it's going to be Killeen, ma'am. You have a problem going to Killeen with the kids for the visitation, ma'am, if it's set up.
No, that's fine. I drive to Killeen every day for work, so it's all
Oh,
right.
okay, yeah, well,
I'm used to it.
yeah, well, I used to have to drive every day to go to school there when I was, well, well, that's a long time ago in the galaxy far away. I won't go into it. Anyway, all right. Let's see. So Mr. Welch, I'm looking at forming that item. I'll figure out how that's going to be in a minute. I'm looking at setting up a temporary schedule for visitation using the visitation center, the Unity Visitation Center in Killeen, Texas. I'll give you that address information, and I'll set that standard up. And ma'am, I'm going to put, and I'm also going to go ahead and look at ordering going forward all communications between you and the father until further order, with the approval of and with the confirmation that this will be okay under his terms and conditions of any type of probation he gets over in Bell County. Yeah, I'm going to put y'all on a parenting app with all communications, FaceTime, cell phone, voice, texting will all be on the parenting app. It's called AppClose, AppClose. You would have to download it after the court order is done and send him an invitation. Once it's appropriate to send him an invitation, and the Atlanta app to get you online on that one. When did you say his criminal trial is set for, Mr. Welch?
September 12th, Your Honor.
So it's set for next week, but you know how that they may end up being December before it gets done, but we'll see. But for right now, I will let you know I will be setting up ordering that close, but not until I know what happens with that criminal matter. All right.
Okay, that's fine.
And until I know what's happening with that criminal matter, Mr. Welch, I'm not going to set up any visitation other than well, I'm not going to set up anything. He hasn't been to see the kids. I'm not looking to set up anything. I'll go ahead and appoint let's see, let's go with Ms. Cusack on this one as the attorney ad litem for the children and guardian ad litem for the children. Ma'am, in other words, I just gave the kids a lawyer. They're 3 and 2, so I still made her an attorney ad litem and a guardian ad litem. I know that's legal mumbo jumbo, but technically, the kids could tell the lawyer what to do if she was only their lawyer, and I don't. And I don't give a teenager a loaded lawyer. It might not be a good idea to give a 3-year-old their own lawyer to they get to tell what to do also. Otherwise, you might get a restraining order against you with that early bedtime you might be trying to throw at them, okay? So, But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and point her name is Allison Cusack, and she's going to follow this case over there and see what happens and get copies of any and all paperwork necessary that I can have in evidence to see what the court's doing. Ma'am, do you know is this a misdemeanor one or a felony one? Is he in county court or district court?
It's misdemeanor, Your Honor.
It's misdemeanor? Okay, so all right. So there's a chance he hasn't been convicted of this before. So but anyway, I'll go ahead and have her follow up on that. And Mr. Welch, I'm looking at making this attempt. I'm looking at making it giving mom temporary sole managed conservatorship, giving dad possessory conservatorship, but not until I know what happens with the criminal. I'm not going to give him any powers under the possessory conservatorship. I am ordering that he pay child support, and I'm going to go ahead and make the child support thing final. We can take care of all the child support issues today, sir, and not make them part of the attempt. I'll look at setting up the retro and making and doing this as a final order at this time going forward. But the visitation package and all those other items will save as part of the temporary order. So, Mr. Welch, what else are you asking me to do here today, sir?
I guess for the child support, Your Honor. So I had made a mistake. I didn't realize it was twice per month that she paid that. So I've recalculated.
Okay.
So Your Honor, for current child support, it'd be $960.
60, okay.
And then for the cash medical, for the 2 children, it'd be $209.
209.
And then for cash dental, 23.
23 for dental. Got it.
And stay would like all that to start October 1st, 2025.
All right, that's easy. Starts 10/1/25. No problem. Granted.
And then the retroactive, Your Honor. Also, I didn't realize that there was cash payments, Your Honor. So but that's easy to do, Your Honor.
It's just 1,000, so that's easy
yeah.
to pay. Yeah.
So the new retroactive total would be $22,900. $96.89.
Repayment request, sir?
$160, Your Honor.
Still 160, okay? And that starts the first day of October also. Oh, yeah, of October.
And Your Honor, do you grant Ms. Johnson's request for non-disclosure in the family
Yes.
violence finding?
Yes, I will at this point. Yeah, the testimony is adamant. It's sufficient for that. The testimony is sufficient for the gentleman. He has several sources of income, and her income information is unrebutted. So that's what we're going to go with. He had the opportunity to appear and tell his side of the story, but obviously he's not here today. So I'll go ahead and order that done. And again, appoint Ms. Cusack and set everything and hold the bands, anything else as far as the visitation is concerned, until we get everything set up with that criminal matter. So, what else, Mr. Welch?
Your Honor, so respectfully, Your Honor, I will object to the appointment of the attorney ad litem. As Your Honor, if you look at Texas Family Code 107.021, subsection B 2, you'll show that the court may make the appointment only if the court finds that the appointment is necessary to ensure the determination of the best interest of the child, unless the appointment is otherwise required by this code. And Your Honor, I think what you got here,
You just say termination or determination?
to ensure the determination, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. I want to make sure you didn't say termination. I said, whoa, you just went somewhere, and I haven't been in 20 years. So okay, no termination cases, sir. Thank you.
No, Your Honor. Because here's the thing, Your Honor, is that you've already said, no visitation,
Mr. Welch, I'm just saying that I got no visitation until I know what happens with his criminal case. I got to do the ad litem, sir. I'm sorry. I understand your argument, but it's 100% necessary for me to make that determination, because and make recommendations, because we don't know what we don't know. Okay, at this point, we don't. And he might be found innocent, if he goes to jury trial or something. So again, sir, I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to appoint the ad litem. There's just no way around that, sir. Because I know the state can't do the investigation. I need somebody to tell me exactly what this is. And you may get a copy of the final order, sir, but obviously there are other circumstances involved here. So I'm going to overrule your objection, and I'm pointing to excuse that.
I understand, Your Honor. And I guess just last thing, so you're saying all communications need to be through app close?
Yeah, but I'm not setting those up either until we know, because right now I'm pretty sure his terms and conditions of his bond is that he can't have any communication with mom. I'm sorry, that's I'm just taking legal knowledge, general legal knowledge information of handling seeing these cases, thousands of these cases over the years. That's always a part of the cash, but the bond people don't want them anywhere near the victims. Okay, so I know that's got to be in there. So so that's the reason, sir. Yeah.
All right, I understand, Your Honor. That's it for me.
All right, so once we figure it, if he gets this thing taken care of next week, it gets so much easier. Well, what I can do, but for right now, yeah, ma'am, I'm gonna go ahead and, like I say, appoint Miss Allison Cusack, because again, you're a layperson, and she knows how visitation centers work. She knows how family violence cases work. Yeah, so and again, she's not your lawyer, but she's your children's lawyer. She's only going to make recommendations that are in their best interest, and those will pretty much probably coincide with what you would want anyway, ma'am. But again, if she feels like there's something that she needs to do to help for the benefit of the children to get an ongoing relationship with their father, that's fine. But again, ma'am, you know this man better than I do. You know what kind of relationship he has with his other children. The fact he hasn't your testimony, he hasn't seen them in 6 months. My dad was stationed in started to say Fort Campbell. That's the wrong one. He was at in North Carolina, and I saw him more than once every 6 months. Okay, because he came home more than often than that. Coming in from Bragg. So anyway, that's we'll go ahead and but I'll for right now, I'm just, I don't want him violating his bond, because I don't want him to have to be picked up and arrested for because a bond person will pull that in a New York minute if they think he's doing something in violation of their bond. So we'll just sit back and wait, and but I'll go ahead and give the children a lawyer, and she's the one that's going to be proactive in following this to make sure we are kept up to speed on everything. And her information will be included in the order, ma'am. But she probably won't get this until sometime next week, because this is Thursday, and so you can probably give her a call by this time next week. But again, she's going to do what she feels in your children's best interest, and she'll take it from there. So,
Okay.
Mr. Welch, I'm going to come back to you in just a moment, man, because you may have a ton of questions. But I'll say, is there anything else on your side, Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm probably looking at setting this up for a pretrial. I'll ask Ms. Walker to see when what dates Ms. Kuzak's already going to be in court next month, because I want to give this the chance to his criminal thing to take place next week, plus another extra month, because you know how those things get kicked back all the time. So I want to give it some time, and I'll also give her time to check in with mom and see if there's anything else we need to do. So, ma'am.
Yes.
Questions, because I just threw a lot of stuff out at you.
Yeah. No, I think I get the gist of it. Yeah.
All right, but right now, ma'am, I'm not going to order any visitation until we know what happens with the criminal stuff, and then we're going to come back next month. Ms. Walker, what are we looking at next month for Ms. Kuzak's dates, please?
Your Honor, she'll be here at 9/11. That's the only dates that I see her besides coming in person court.
Okay, so you don't have her coming in at all in Zoom court in October?
Oh, you said next month. Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
means-
mean, we're in September now. It's football season, man.
Okay, yes. Okay, so she'll be here October 30th.
Okay. All right, well, we may try to get something before then, but for right now, Mr. Wells, let's go ahead and reset the October 30th, because again, by then, we definitely should know something about his criminal matters. But we'll check with Ms. Kuzak, and we can get back in sometime that 2 weeks earlier than that, we will. But for right now, let's go ahead and do a reset for the 30th, and everything else to start the October 1st, dealing with the child support, cash medical, the dental, and the retroactive. Anything else there, Mr. Welch?
And so that October 30th is the pretrial?
Yeah.
All right. And then I guess last thing, Your Honor. So basically all the support issues, you're basically finalizing that as is.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yes, sir. That's what I'm looking at doing. I don't want to have to do this twice. He didn't show up. He didn't do it. You have not gotten any discovery, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, so we're not going to give him another bite at this apple. I'm going to go ahead and make this the final order as far as the case. In fact, you can make it two separate orders if you need to, sir. But the child support portion of this case is the court's final ruling on these matters, and the access, visitation, and to the children going forward is what the court is retaining and pointing the ad litem for. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. So yeah. So. Because I got a strange feeling once he finds out how much his child support is, he's going to try to get around it. So we'll see. But again, might not. We'll see. All right. Anything else then, Ms. Johnson?
No, that's it.
All right. Again, Ms. Kuzak's information will be included in your reset order, ma'am. Give it a week or so, but she'll be give her a call, and she'll be in contact with you. And if we need to change that date around to something earlier, as far as the next matter, the matters concerning the ad litem concerned, right now that's set for October 30th. If we need to move around earlier, ma'am, we will try to give you at least a week or two notice ahead of time. All right.
Okay, so the child support should take place the 1st of next month?
Yes, ma'am. All the child support, the cash medical is ordered and the dental are all ordered to start the 1st of next month, along with the repayment on the judgment amount for the retroactive child support. They're all due to start the first day of October, ma'am.
Okay, and do you know how much that should be?
You could ask the state about the total amount, ma'am, but here's the other thing. He's not technically in contempt of court in violation of the court order unless it's not paid on or before the 31st day of October at 12 midnight, okay?
Okay.
All right, but yeah, it's due the 1st, and he should be paying it, but you cannot file a motion to hold him in contempt unless it's past the end of the month, all right?
Okay, so if it's not paid by that day, I can let y'all know.
Yeah, you can let them know. You can hire your own counsel to sue him in contempt. You can let the ad litem know she can sue him in contempt because that's in their client's best interest to get child support. But that's left up to her to make that decision, ma'am. All right.
Okay, that's all.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. And Mr. Welch, in that, even though I'm holding in advance, tell him we're because I won't remember the name of this place, but the court will be looking at using Unity Visitation Center in Killeen, Texas. Okay. And
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, and I'll go ahead and then print this out, have Belinda put a copy of this in the file, so I'll remember everything, okay? All right, thank you. Anyway, we're off the record, ma'am, and good luck to you and the kids, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Ms. Johnson, I'm going to move you to a breakout room so we can get that order done and you can sign.
Okay.
Should let you know, ma'am, there will be a pause. Even if we get it all signed everyone's signed today or tomorrow, there will be a pause for us, the order that should be entered into our system. So, and then also we would need to send out an equal order. So, we'll try our best to get it all done as quickly, ma'am, but, you might not get money, starting October 1st because these
Okay.
things take a while, ma'am.
Mhm.
All right, let me move you.